Hello everyone, I am Amulya, Assistant Professor in Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Sai Vidya Institute of Technology. In today's session, I'll be teaching the continuation of the previous concept, that is the types of wave energy technology. This is the concept in the C wave energy model 5. So as I have told you, these are the various devices for harnessing of the wave energy and converting that into electricity. So now I am going to explain each devices in detail. Moving on to the first type, that is attenuator, or it is also called as a PLMS. So what is this PLMS is nothing but it is the wave energy converter technology that uses the motion of the waves or the ocean surface and converting that into electricity. This is what we call it as PLMS or attenuator. Attenuator is a floating device. That means it is an offshore device which operates parallel to the wave direction and effectively rides the waves. So in the below image you can see this is a floating device. It is freely floating over the ocean surface. According to the waves approaching the device, this will going to ride the waves. So this device captures the wave energy from the relative motion and converts that into electricity. So now we will see what are the major parts that you can see in the attenuator or the PLMS. So you can observe this is how the arrangement of the attenuator or the PLMS you can see. So one PLMS or the attenuator, it is it is divided into three models or 3 to 4 models, and all these 4 models are connected with the help of the tubular joints so that the waves approaches this PLMS. So the PLMS will be freely moving in the upward or in the downward direction. So it is floating over the ocean surface. The major components you can see in the PLMS or in the power module is inside the power module we have the generator connected with the motor, and we have the hydraulic ram will be there that is connected to the tubular joints. So this is the tubular joints. So as the movement of the waves approaches the PLMS, it will be moving in the upward and also in the downward direction. So this attenuator, it is also called as giant sea snake because it sits upon the ocean surface and gives like a snake appearance. So now coming to the working of the PLMS or the attenuator. So each PLMS has a 3 or 4 power modules. So here you can see there are 4 power modules are there, and it is attached or joined with the help of tubular sections. The waves causes these modules and the tubes in relation to each other. So due to this what happens, this motion that is moving in the upward and the downward direction, it can be resisted by the hydraulic ram which is connected to the tubular joints. So here you can see this is the encircled one. We have the tubular joints are there that is attached to the hydraulic ram. So this hydraulic ram will going to restrict the motion of this joints or the PLMS. So the hydraulic ramp, what does it will do means it will going to pump the high pressure oil through the hydraulic motors. This hydraulic motor will going to drive the electrical generator in order to produce electricity. This is how the PLMS or the attenuator will going to convert the wave energy into electricity. So before that, you just observe the working of the hydraulic ram. So this is how the hydraulic rams are operated. In the above image, you can see the major components that you can see in the hydraulic ram. It consisting of the piston connected with the rod and the cylinder. The cylinder, it is filled with the oil. So it is provided with the one inlet and one outlet. So depending upon the oil enter the cylinder, it is acting as an inlet and also it is acting as the outlet. So this piston rod, it can move in the upward direction and also it can move in the downward direction. Suppose if the oil or the fluid enters the head side of the piston, because this is the head of the piston, So we'll consider this as a head side. If the fluid enters on the head side of the piston, the pressure will be created over the head side, so that what happens? The piston rod will be moving backward. So the oil or the fluid enters on the head side and it will be leaving on the rod side. Similarly, if the oil enters on the rod side, means the pressure will be created on the rod side, so that the piston will be moving forward. So now the oil present in the cylinder or the fluid present in the cylinder, it will be leaving the cylinder through the head side. So this is how the hydraulic ram is operated. So based on this hydraulic pumping action of the high pressure oil through this hydraulic motor, it will going to drive the generator, and that converts electricity. So this is the working of the pylamis or the attenuator. So in the image you can see how the pylamis or the attenuators are installed in the ocean surface. So basically there are 3 to 4 models, or the power models are connected with the help of the tubular joints. So because of the snake appearance, this is also called as giant sea snake, the other name for the attenuator. Next, moving on to the one more device, that is the point absorber, or it is also called as power buoy. So this is also one type of a floating device or the offshore device this is. So this device will absorb the energy from all the directions through its movement at or near the water surface. So this motion, it can be converted into electrical energy. So this is how the power buoys are operating. So power buoy is nothing but it is the power station for generation of electricity from the sea wave power. So it is going to generate the electricity with the help of the hydraulic turbines or the hydroelectric turbines. So what is the meaning of a hydroelectric turbine means? It is a rotating machine that converts the kinetic and potential energy of the water into mechanical energy. So in this image, you can see the major parts that you can see in the power buoy or the point absorber. There is the floating device that is a visible part, and below it is having the pump will be there. The generator attached with the turbine is connected. So based upon the movement of the point absorber, it converts or it creates a pressure on the turbine that is going to convert into electricity. So you can observe here, firstly, the power buoy has a hose pump that moves up and down in sync with the waves. So this top point, it will be moving in the upward and the downward direction. So this is creating a pressure that is sync with the waves. So that pump compresses the sea wave or the sea water, driving the turbine in order to produce electric current. So this electricity generated through the turbine with the help of a generator, that is transmitted with the help of the underground sea cables to the shorelines. So this is how the floating waves are converted into electricity with the help of the power buoy or the point absorber. Next is the one more type of the submerged or embedded system, that is oscillating water column. So this is also, we call it as OWC, oscillating water column. This is one of the popular shoreline wave energy device. It is usually installed onto or near to the rocks or the cliff areas next to the deep sea bottom. So in the image you can see the best location for the installation of oscillating water column is where there is a cliff regions, nothing but the horizontal or vertically located the rock surface should be there. So though in those location we can prefer the oscillating water column, because that is it is provide the cliff regions are providing a best construction for the installation of the plant, so that it will be robust in construction. It can able to withstand all the condition of the weather changes. So in this you can see it consisting of a partially submerged hollow chamber fixed directly at the shoreline that is converts the wave into air pressure. So here the wave energy are converted into air pressure. That air pressure will drives the turbine, then converting into electricity. This is how the oscillating water column is operating. So partially submerged hollow chamber will be installed, or it has been submerged in the ocean. So that waves is converted into air pressure here. So now coming to the working principle of the oscillating water column, the water level. So half of the plant is installed in the water level, and the other portion of the plant where it is installed above the water level, where there will be a turbine generator set will be connected. So here you can see the water level in the chamber, which will be rises and falls with the waves. So depending upon the approaching of the waves, the water level inside this column will be rises and it will be falls, so that the air is forced forward and backward, and the turbine connected to the upward direction. So due to this, what will happen? So the air pressure is created. So this air pressure will be moving through the turbines. This air is compressed and decompressed. The air flows has a sufficient power in order to drive the turbine. So the turbine, it is designed in such a way that it can able to rotate in a forward as well as in a reverse direction, depending upon compressing and decompressing of the air pressure, so that it can rotate in both the direction, converts the air pressure into mechanical energy, and it is driven in both the direction, so that the less waves created, the airflow is sufficient to rotate the turbine for generation of electricity. So this is how the oscillating water columns are operating. So this is the working of the oscillating water column. In the GIF image you can observe even a small waves are sufficient for creating the air pressure, so that drives the turbine and converts into electricity with the help of the generators. So the best location for installation of this plant is near to the rock areas or the cliff regions. So half of the plant is fully submerged into the ocean. There is a hollow chamber where the waves are moving in the upward and in the downward direction, so that creates us the air pressure. So this is the working of the oscillatory water column. So here you can see these are the few images of the installed plant location of the OWC in various places. So we can prefer this oscillating water column not only in the shorelines, even in the offshore location also we can prefer. In these two images you can see the OWC plant installed in the offshore location in Australia, which is having the capacity of 1 megawatt to 500 kilowatt. So this is the offshore location. So in these two, in the left side image you can see this is the onshore or the partially submerged locations. So here you can see there are the cliff regions are available here. So this is the best location for installation of the plant. Next, coming to the one more device, that is wave capturing device. This is also we call it as overtopping device. So this type of devices are usually installed in the shoreline location or in the near to the shoreline locations. These devices are going to install. So this device will going to capture the potential and the kinetic energy of the waves and converting that into electricity. So here the wave energy converted into potential energy by lifting the water upon to a higher level. So that is why we call it as overtopping. Wave capture device, or more commonly it is called as overtopping device, which will going to elevate the ocean waves to holding reservoir above the sea level. So it requires a sufficient wave power to fill the impoundment reservoir. So here the kinetic energy of the waves is used for lifting of the wave energy and pouring that into a reservoir located above the sea level it is. So you can observe this image. So this is how the the wave capturing device or the overtopping devices are operating. So here natural reservoir are constructed in the ocean surface itself. So the potential energy of the waves, which is going to approaches the ramp surface of the construction, and it will going to fall to the reservoir. So here you can observe as the waves hit the structure, they follow up a ramp, and over the top it is raised into the reservoir on a device in order to fill it. So that is why this is called as overtopping device. So the waves which will hit the structure in a ramp, hit the ramp structure in order to flow into the reservoir. So once it enters the reservoir, it will be leaving into the ocean through a turbine generator set. So here we are using a Kaplan type of turbine. So based upon the water motion or the force in the water, it makes the turbine blades to rotate, converting the potential energy of the waves into mechanical energy into electricity by using a generator. So this is how the working of the overtopping device, or we can also call it as the wave capture device. Since the water or the waves which will going to hit the ramp surface or ramp structure of the device, so this is we call it as overtopping. So here you can see the water will going to hit the overtopping structure and it enters the reservoir and it will be leaving the reservoir through a hydro turbine, that is a Kaplan turbine. This is how the electricity is generated. Next, the one more type of device, that is a tapered channel, or it is also called as tapchan. So this is one more overtopping device we can call. So in this, the water will be entered to the a narrow chamber, or it will enter through the a tapered chamber into the reservoir. So this type of device, it was first implemented in Norway, which is having a capacity of generation of electricity of 350 kilowatt. So this is a one prototype of model which was built in the year 1985. So the principle behind is it is similar to the overtopping device only. So here the waves are captured in a tapered channel or in the narrow channel. Once it reaches the reservoir, again it will be allowed back to flow to the ocean with the help of turbine house. So here we have again a Kaplan type of turbines are used that converts the wave energy into mechanical energy. That mechanical energy is converted into electrical with the help of the generator. So this is how the tapered channel or the tapchan is working. So this is the working is just similar to hydro power plant it is. So in this image you can see the working of or the installation of both the type of plant. So this is the tapchan or the tapered channel which is located in the Norway, having the capacity of 500 kilowatt. Similarly, the one more device, this is the overtopping or the wave capture device having a capacity of 1.5 to 12 megawatt of capacity. Next, the one more device is the salted duct system. So this device, it is looks in the shape of the duck egg. That is why we call this as salted duct system. So it was invented by a scientist named called as Stephen Salter in the year 1970. So this salted duct, it will be moved in the upward as well as in the downward direction as the wave passes beneath it. So this oscillating mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. But this is highly delicate in nature. If the high storms or approaches the device means it will going to completely destroy. So now you can observe how the movement of the hydraulic ramp connected to the salted duct systems are operating. So this wave device which will going to operate in opposite to the electricity system generated based upon the pendulum connected to the generator. So here, observe here, this salted duct, it is connected to the pendular device and it is connected to the two cable lines here to the fixed structure. So this pendular device which will be moving in a forward and backward direction for generating electricity. So even the this is the pendular device attached to the salted duct system. So once the duct systems are moving in a forward and backward direction, upward and backward direction, even the pendular device also will be rotating in a forward and backward. So that makes the generator to generate electricity. So this is regarding the working of the various wave capturing device, or we can also call it as the wave harnessing technology. So in the next session, I'll be discussing the one more concept in the wave energy, or in the module 5, that is ocean wave thermal conversion. Thank you.